Welcome to the Tribe of the Restored Warrior podcast, where coming home changed doesn't mean you're broken.
Welcome to another episode of the Tribe of the Restored Warrior. I'm Justin, your host, and I'm joined here with Dr. Ben Yokes, and today we're going to talk about connecting and helping each other.
Yeah, so I think with this topic, I think it's important to kind of talk about working together, as a veteran and first responder community, but on a smaller scale. Like, how do we do that individually? For me, really concentrating on positive growth became an important thing in my life. When I first came home from the military and early as a police officer, I focused on the negative. I saw and experienced a lot of negative things, and I really became a person looking for that. I was always looking for the negative. And what that did is it took me down further and further and further, almost to a spot where I kind of walked around almost in victimhood, where I felt like, well, life had put me through these things and I have a right to stay down and walk around with a negative attitude. And when that really started to change is, one, that self-recognition, that I was doing that to myself, more healthy living, and getting other positive first responders and veterans around in my life. And, people that can, help you be accountable, to stay on task, to help encourage that positive growth, and to really help us be the best or better versions of ourselves that are a lot more positive, oriented in the way we think, the way we act. And that really, really was key for me. What about you? What do you think?
I would agree with you there. For people listening to it, even if they don't identify with this, I think they probably know someone who does, and really laying that foundation on, becoming aware of these things. That way we can help each other.
Yeah. No, I definitely agree with you. I think you told me an analogy once that the viewers would probably like to hear. Why don't you go ahead and tell our people out there?
Absolutely. So there's this story I heard, and I can't remember where I heard it, but it's pretty much soldiers in a hole. And you can inject whatever you want, firefighter, police officer, EMT, Marine, airman, whatever you want into this. But they find themselves in this hole, and their NCO comes by and says, "Hey, I see you're down in that hole. Dig deeper. Use the skills I taught you." So the soldier keeps digging. Next thing you know, lieutenant comes by. He looks down, sees a soldier in the hole, and he says, "Use the tools your NCO gave you. That way you can get yourself out of that hole eventually." So the soldier uses those tools, but the only tools that the NCO gave him was to dig it deeper. So finally, a chaplain comes along, looks down in there, and he says, "Man, it looks like you're stuck in that hole. So how about we pray about it?" So they pray about it, and the soldier feels a little bit better about his situation, but he's still in the hole. Next day, psychiatrist comes by. "Talk to me about your feelings." And the soldier kind of looks up and he thinks about it. Finally, the psychiatrist says, "I got this medication also that can help out." So the soldier follows direction, takes the medication, he talks about his feelings, and he kind of forgot about the hole, but he was still in it. So finally, a soldier comes by, he looks down in the hole, and he jumps down in there with him. The other soldier says, "What are you doing? Now we're both stuck down here." The other soldier says, "It's all right, brother. I've been here before. I know how to get out."
Yeah. No, that's an absolutely great example of kind of what we're talking about here, staying connected and helping each other, but not using the negative things that we've learned, but more, hey, I've been there or we've been there before. So let's help each other out and help each other, not only get out of the hole, but also thrive in our lives. Yeah, that's great.
You heard it here, ladies and gentlemen. And tune in next time for another episode of the Tribe of the Restored Warrior. Tribe of the Restored Warrior works in collaboration, contributes to Vets and Badges, where real-life heroes share their trials and tribulations. Please check out www.vetsandbadges.com for more information.